Hello, everyone, and welcome to English with Mike and Mia.
We're here to help you level up your English with simple tricks from everyday life. So relax and let's get started.
Today, we want to explore a very powerful way to learn English. Something many of you already have access to, but it often becomes more of a trap than a tool.
Right. We're talking about using streaming shows and especially Netflix to really accelerate your language skills.
Exactly. And, it's a fantastic resource. It's fun. It's entertaining.
But for serious language learners, fun doesn't always mean effective. We've seen so many intermediate students get stuck right here.
And it's because they fall into a really common mistake.
The trap, as you called it.
Yes, the trap.
And that mistake is relying on subtitles in your native language. Just, think about it for a second. You're watching an English show, you're enjoying it, but your eyes just automatically go down to read the words in your own language.
And when the brain gets two inputs at once, one that's easy, which is your native language, and one that's difficult, the English audio, it always chooses the easy path.
Always. It's just how we're wired.
So the brain just switches off.
It does. It basically ignores the hard work of processing the English sounds.
So you're just reading a movie in your own language.
You got it. The viewing becomes passive. You're following the story for sure, but you are not improving your English listening skills.
And that passive way of watching is the enemy of progress.
Which is why we need to make a really simple shift. A small change that turns your viewing time from just entertainment into active, powerful study time.
Okay, so here's the solution, the real game changer for intermediate learners.
And it's something you can start doing today.
The goal is to switch your settings to English audio with English subtitles.
That's it. It sounds simple, but this switch is absolutely critical.
It forces your brain out of its comfort zone.
You're no longer just reading for the story. Now you're linking information across two different channels.
We actually have a name for this. We call it the double input trick.
The double input trick. I like that.
And the reason we name it is because understanding how it works really helps you see its power.
So with English audio and English subtitles, you're giving your brain two inputs at the exact same time.
You get the sound of the word. Yeah.
And you get the text, the spelling of the word, and they match perfectly.
So why is that so important, that synchronization?
Because it hugely boosts your recognition speed. So many learners can read a word, but they don't recognize it when they hear it at native speed.
Right.
This solves that. The text on the screen instantly connects the correct spelling to the precise pronunciation.
So you're building those connections in your brain much faster than just listening or just reading alone.
Exactly. Think about all the tricky English spellings.
Oh, yeah.
Like the word knowledge. You hear no-I-do, but in the subtitles, you see that K at the beginning. Seeing it while you hear it helps your brain sort of file that information correctly.
It also helps with words that sound the same, right? Homophones.
Oh, a huge help. You hear the word right, and you see W-R-I-T-E on the screen.
So there's no confusion with R-I-G-H-T.
None at all. It's like having a constant, gentle correction happening as you watch.
So watching with your native language subtitles, that's just relaxing. And that's fine sometimes.
Of course. But watching with the English subtitles, that turns you into an active learner.
And being an active learner means you can actually interact with what you're watching.
Yes, and this is where the real learning kicks in.
Being active lets you pause the show when you hear something interesting.
Like a cool slang word or an idiom you've never heard before.
When that happens, you can't just let it go by.
No, you have to interrupt the entertainment for a moment and turn it into practice.
So the steps are pretty simple. First, you pause the show right away.
Then you write down that new word or phrase in a notebook, on your phone, wherever.
And third, and this is the most important part,
Repeat it out loud immediately.
try to say it just like the actor did.
You have to train your mouth to make the sounds. You're not just observing the language anymore, you're producing it.
And that idea of producing the language, that leads to another huge advantage here.
Which is learning real context.
Right. I mean, textbooks are great. They're essential for learning the grammar rules, the structure.
For sure, they give you the foundation. But textbook dialogues, they can sound a bit unnatural, a little stiff.
They have to be simplified.
Exactly. And that's where Netflix and other shows really shine. They teach you real context.
Yeah, think about the difference between looking up seriously in a dictionary.
And hearing a character shout seriously after some huge plot twist.
The dictionary gives you the definition.
But the show gives you the feeling, the emotion. You see how that one word is used for surprise, for anger, for sarcasm.
And that emotional connection is what makes the word stick in your memory. It's attached to a scene, not just a line of text on a list.
Yes, you learn the social rules of the language. It's one thing to know the definition of fed up, but it's another to hear a character say, I am totally fed up with this, and understand the exact feeling behind it.
Okay, so to make this more practical, let's use a real example, a show that pretty much everyone knows.
Let's do it.
How about Stranger Things?
Perfect choice. It's fast, it has a lot of dialogue, and you get a mix of different ages speaking.
But you have to be smart about how you use a show like this. You can't, and you shouldn't, try to learn every single word.
That's a really good point. That pressure to understand everything just leads to burnout.
So you need to know what to ignore and what to really focus on.
Okay, so what should learners just let go? What should they ignore?
Definitely ignore the complex scientific words. All the jargon about the upside-down physics or military terms.
Right, you're probably never going to use interdimensional rift in a conversation.
Hopefully not. So just let that stuff wash over you. Focus on what's useful.
So what is the useful part? Where should we focus our attention?
On the kids' dialogue.
Ah, yes.
Especially when they're talking to each other. That is pure gold for learning modern English.
Because they're always in these intense situations, so the language is very natural and emotional.
And they speak very, very fast.
Which is a challenge, but it's necessary. Your ear needs that training. It needs to get used to the rhythm and the way native speakers shorten words.
Like turning going to into gonna.
Or want to into wanna.
Yeah.
The show is filled with that stuff.
Plus they use a lot of real slang. Not the old phrases you find in textbooks, but what people are actually saying right now.
So focusing on their dialogue is how you start to sound more natural yourself.
And this idea of copying them, of reproducing what they say, that brings us to a more advanced technique.
A really powerful one.
It's called the shadowing technique.
Shadowing.
Well,
It's a method that trains your pronunciation, your rhythm, and your fluency all at the same time.
a lot of learners have good grammar, but they still sound a bit robotic when they speak.
Because they're translating in their head.
Exactly. Shadowing helps fix that by building muscle memory.
So how do you actually do it? It takes some focus.
We can break it down into 4 simple steps.
Yeah.
Step 1. Pick one character you like, someone whose voice and way of speaking you want to copy.
Okay. Step 2. Wait for that character to say a short, catchy sentence. Something just 4 to 8 words long is best to start.
Then, step 3, you pause the video right after they say it.
And step 4, the most important one. You repeat that sentence out loud immediately.
You want to match their tone, their speed, their emotion, everything, as closely as you possibly can.
And you might need to rewind and do it a few times.
5, 6 times, until it feels comfortable.
Because shadowing has 2 really important goals. The first goal is that you are practicing copying the speaker's emotion.
So if they sound excited, you sound excited.
If they sound sarcastic, you try to sound sarcastic. This teaches you the right intonation, the music of English.
And the second goal is that you're copying their speed and rhythm.
Which helps your own speech sound more fluid and less broken up. You learn where to pause, where to link words together.
It's all about catching that music of the language. When you can do that, your English becomes so much more natural.
So just to recap the whole strategy here. First, stop using subtitles in your own language.
Switch to English audio and English subtitles to use that double input trick.
Then focus on the natural dialogue, the fast speech, the slang.
And finally, try using the shadowing technique to really work on your fluency and your rhythm.
This whole approach just makes your study time so much more efficient. You're working smarter with the shows you already love to watch.
That's a wrap for today. We're curious, Have you tried watching Netflix this way before?
Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss our next trick.
See you next time.